Are you thinking about moving to Idaho but wondering if it's the right decision? Whether you're coming from California, Arizona, Washington, or somewhere else, Idaho has a lot to offer, but there are definitely things you should know before you make the move. So today, I'm answering the most common questions and concerns people have when relocating to the Treasure Valley. And I'll share some real life stories from my own experience to help you decide if Idaho is right for you. But first, I do want to address something that comes up a lot in discussions when I talk to buyers looking to make the big move. Deciding to move to Boise is a personal choice, one that only you truly can make. While it's natural to seek input from family and friends, hoping for their approval or validation, remember that their perspectives come from their own experience, not yours. So if Boise feels like the right place for you, trust that instinct. There's nothing wrong with making the decision and sharing it later or sharing it when the time is right. At the end of the day, this is your move, your future, the life you want to shape as you see fit. Family and friends, they may be looking for permission to make a big move too. But let's get on with it. Let's answer those burning questions, whether Idaho is your next home. I've never lived in a place that snows. How do you deal with snow in Idaho? That's a question I hear a lot from people moving here from warm climates like Southern California or Arizona. So let me explain. Yes, we get snow in Boise, but it's not like the blizzards or the deep freeze you might imagine. Winters here are pretty mild, and while we might get a few snowy days, the snow usually melts within a day or two, and then there's beautiful blue skies and sunshine. Driving in snow can be an adjustment though, especially if you've never done it before. I remember our first winter, it was dubbed Snowmageddon. It started snowing in November and really didn't let up until February. Being from Southern California, I was shocked, and of course I was a little confused because I didn't expect that much snow, but it was a complete anomaly that year. Boise hadn't had snow like that in decades, but it taught me quickly to drive slowly and allow yourself plenty of room to brake. And I can't oversell swapping to snow tires if you're concerned. We do it every year because honestly, I'm in my car a lot and I don't want to be unprepared since the weather can be unpredictable. But most of my family and friends don't even give it a second thought. Unlike places in the Northeast, we don't have ice on the roads for months at a time, and our road crews are pretty great at keeping things clear. But here's the thing. The truth is, the winters in Idaho are more about cozying up by the fire and enjoying the occasional snow day and appreciating the beauty of the season. And if you're into winter sports, then oh my goodness, you'll have Bogus Basin just an hour away for skiing and snowboarding. How about this one? I'm moving from a more liberal state, say California. Will I fit into Idaho's conservative culture? This is a valid concern for a lot of people, and I'll be honest, Idaho is a conservative leaning state, even if the city of Boise is more progressive. So that can feel like a big adjustment if you're coming from a place like California or Washington. But here's the thing, Idahoans are some of the friendliest, most accepting people you'll meet. I found that as long as you're respectful and open-minded, you'll have no trouble fitting in. It's important though to embrace Idaho for what it is. If you move here with the idea of changing the state or pushing against its values, it could be a frustrating experience. I have had clients who struggled with the difference in laws and culture when they first moved here. Sometimes they chose to purchase in Boise because they shared more in common with their neighbors there. Others who chose to move to the suburbs after settling in realized that Idaho's focus on community first and independence was something they grew to enjoy and love. It's really about perspective. I thought Idaho was a small state with no traffic, so why am I sitting in traffic now? I hear that a lot. If you're moving from Los Angeles or Seattle, you'll probably laugh at what we call traffic. But for locals or newcomers expecting wide open roads, it can be an adjustment. When we first moved to Eagle, my husband had to commute, well, still has to commute to Boise for work. He thought it would take him 20 minutes tops. Well, during peak hours, that commute turned into 35 or 40 minutes. Not horrible compared to what he was used to in California, but still enough that he had to adjust his schedule. Now he leaves a little earlier to beat rush hour and gets to work in about 15 or 20 minutes. I'll admit, traffic can feel heavier around the holidays or over summer break. I had a buyer who came to town the day before Christmas to explore the area. They were disappointed by how busy the roads were, but honestly, it was just bad timing. If they had visited in April, they would have found much quieter roads. And during the summer, everyone is out adventuring because everything is so accessible in Boise, so it can add to the traffic you might experience. The good news, we're working on it. Projects like the Highway 16 expansion are in the works to help alleviate some of that congestion. But as long as Idaho continues to grow, traffic will be something to plan around. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Toffel, Global Real Estate Advisor with Group 1 Sotheby's International Realty. I specialize in helping you relocate to Boise, Idaho. If you need help with any of your real estate needs, send me a text, write me an email, give me a call. My information is on the screen. And please be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you get get notified every time I drop a new video. And if you're watching on your television, you can scan the QR code to contact me directly. I heard Idaho is super affordable. Can I really buy my dream home for half the price of my current one? Well, the answer, it depends. If you're coming from Southern California selling $1 million home, you'll probably feel like you're getting a great deal here. For example, I have clients selling a modest home in California for $1.2 million. When they move here, they'll get a brand new, similarly sized home for about half the price. Or I had clients who sold their home in Northern California that was 1,800 square feet and purchased a home twice that size for the same price. But on the flip side, if you're expecting to find your large, luxurious dream home on an acre for $500,000, you might be surprised. Boise's housing market has grown significantly over the past few years. And while it's still more affordable than places like Seattle or San Francisco, prices have definitely caught up with demand. I have yet another client selling here in Idaho to head to Texas because she can get a better value there. So it's all about perspective. Yes, you'll likely get more for your money here, but keep in mind that Idaho is no longer the hidden gem it used to be. Everyone else has discovered it too. But since the Treasure Valley is growing, it means that new communities and developments are going up all the time. Like the newest Treasure Valley master plan community called Valnova, which will be tucked back into the Eagle foothills and will have homes available at all price points. So that's pretty darn cool. Is Idaho all about outdoor living, or will I miss the city vibe? Idaho is a mix of both. If you love the outdoors, you'll be in heaven here because you'll have hiking, fishing, rafting, skiing, you name it, we have it. The Boise River Greenbelt is a favorite spot for locals, and foothills offer endless trails for hiking and biking. But don't worry, if you're more into shopping and dining or cultural events, Boise has plenty to offer. Downtown Boise has some amazing restaurants and breweries and theaters, and you'll find festivals and events happening year-round. One of my favorite things about living here is how accessible everything is. You can spend the morning hiking in the foothills and then enjoying a really nice dinner downtown. But if your idea of big city living includes major league sports and top-tier headliners, then Boise may have a hard time capturing your heart. We do not have a major sporting team, and you will not find acts like Taylor Swift or BTS rolling on through Extra Mile Arena. They may require a short flight or drive to another major city. But as a side note, our airport is super small and never crowded, super easy to navigate, so that's a really big plus. Are you moving to Idaho this year? Do you have other questions and concerns about moving to Idaho that I did not address here? If so, drop them in the comments below and I will get them answered for you. What are the job prospects like in Idaho? Well, Idaho's economy is growing, but it's not as diverse as larger states, so it can be tough to compete on the job front. Tech, healthcare, and agriculture are some of the biggest industries we have here. If you're in one of those fields, you'll probably find great opportunities, but if your career is more of a niche industry, you may need to explore remote work options or consider commuting to a larger metro area. That said, a lot of people move here for the lifestyle, not the job market. So if you can work remotely or are ready for a career change, Idaho's quality of life might just make it worth it. So is Idaho the right place for you? Moving here is a big decision, but if you're ready for a welcoming community and a slower pace of life and all the beauty that the Treasure Valley has to offer, it might just be the perfect fit. For more videos about Boise, Idaho real estate, click on one of the other videos on the screen. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.